Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. And we give you guys a first perspective on things and how we see them. And today we're going to piss off some people, but we got to talk about it. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. And make sure you follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. So let's get into today's topic, man. So as y'all know, we recently were on break. And I was having a good old time, right? I was relaxing. I didn't check our channel for like 5-6 days. That's the longest I've ever gone while I didn't check the channel, right? But I was on YouTube and I was seeing some of the things that were being said out there. But apparently there was this audio that went viral of former NBA great, top 75, former NBA legend, former NBA player, John Stockton, calling out LeBron James for essentially constantly trying to build super teams in order to win championships. And while he was doing that, he was also praising Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan stayed in Chicago and figured out a way to win titles. And he was calling him out. And a lot of people reacted to this story. And I said to myself, I said, okay, well, if I remember when I get back, if I have time or whatever it is, then we're going to talk about this story. So I just decided today, I said, okay, well, this would be a good time to talk about it. So I was looking for the sound this morning of this, what he had to say. And I ultimately ended up finding the sound to friend of the channel, the basketball show. He actually touched on this already, and he did a show about it that did, frankly, very, very well. So what we want to do is we want to play exactly what John Stockton had to say. His comments about LeBron, and then we're gonna come back and then react to what he had to say. Take a listen to John Stockton here.
The thing with LeBron, I love LeBron. I'm a big Cavs fan. I've liked him and followed him for most of his career. One thing that I think people don't talk about is that when he goes to these organizations, he goes there and of course they're in win now mode, but these organizations exhaust all their resources for years to come. And then when he wins, everyone says, oh my God, LeBron's the best. Well, then he leaves and those teams are terrible and they have no capital. They have no draft capital. They have no assets whatsoever. And then they're in the doldrums of the NBA for 4 or 5 years. And they say, oh, see, look what happens. You know, when LeBron leaves, they're terrible. Obviously, he's a great player. But when you get to influence the personnel decisions for some of these teams, I feel like it's hurting the NBA. And I just want to get your opinion on that.
Yeah, I'm not living it every day.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what it's like to sit in that front office and have things dictating to you like a player. I mean, it appears that LeBron is. I don't know for sure that he is, but it appears so. I think it'd be maddening as a teammate to know that you could be expendable for one of his guys that he thinks he needs to play with. The iffiness it causes with the team, the iffiness it causes upstairs. I don't like it either. I mean, I like kind of brag on Michael Jordan here a little bit, and I think we were a similar ilk with the Jazz. Is I like where guys just tighten their belt up and say, you know what, let's go to work. We just got to get better. Yeah. We got to play harder. We got to play smarter instead of just, where's the grass greener? I'm going to go there and win a championship. Yep. I think it devalues that. You're not climbing the mountain. You're taking a helicopter to the top.
Totally agree.
So again, I'm not a fan of it.
So you heard what he had to say, right? John Stockton isn't a fan of the fact that LeBron James tried to build super teams, or not tried to built super teams throughout the course of his career to win NBA championships. And I think, look, LeBron building all of these super teams, LeBron running from location to location to Miami, then back to Cleveland, then to LA, I just think it makes what Jordan did more impressive. LeBron right now is essentially at the end of his career. And is at this point we begin to figure out, well, where did LeBron build his legacy after all? Dwayne Wade, we can say he built his legacy in Miami. Dirk built his legacy in Dallas. Kobe built his legacy in LA. But LeBron didn't really build his legacy anywhere because he started off as a Cav. He left to Miami, but he only stayed for 4 years. He helped win a championship, but that's D Wade's town. Then he went back to Cleveland for a few years. He won a championship, but then he left. Then he went to LA for 7 going on 8 years, but they don't really want him there. So now when we look at it, it's like, okay, well, What franchise did you build up? Because you can't say it was the Heat because they'd already won a championship. During your first stint in Cleveland, although you made it to the finals, you could never win anything. You came back and you had Kyrie and those guys. You won a championship. You tried to win some more. It didn't work out. Then ultimately you left again. So where do you call home? But in the case of Michael Jordan, not only did he stay and find a way to figure it out and make his teammates better by holding them accountable, Jordan created arguably the most memorable sports dynasty ever in the Chicago Bulls. He spearheaded that. Prior to Jordan getting there, the Chicago Bulls were the laughing stock of the NBA. The laughing stock. They didn't even have any titles. LeBron couldn't say that about Miami. He couldn't say that about Cleveland. I don't know if they had a championship before. I'm sure they did have one, probably. I don't know. And he definitely couldn't say that about LA. So Jordan staying in that market and turning Chicago to a sports city. Obviously, they have the Red Sox and all of that, but you understand what the impact that Michael Jordan had. It just amplifies his career and his accomplishments. Because the guy built a dynasty. When they got there, remember what they were making jokes? Oh, these guys were on drugs and all that. That's where Jordan came to. When LeBron got to Miami, bro, they had already won championships. They already had Pat Riley. They already had D Wade. They already had a system there. Now, Cleveland, not so much. But when he got to LA, they already had the history and all of that. But Jordan, when he got there, there was nothing. People like to say, oh, you know, LeBron James never had an opportunity. He never had that. He never had opportunity to play with Phil Jackson. Michael Jordan got to play with Phil Jackson, but LeBron never had how many championships did Phil Jackson have before he started coaching Michael Jordan? What was the NBA team Phil Jackson was coaching before he coached Michael Jordan? Oh, that's right. He was coaching no team. He was an assistant coach. You remember that? You remember how the triangle was formulated when him and Tex Winter became close? He was an assistant head coach. But if you leave it to these dweebs and these twerking ass LeBron fans who be throwing honey, jars of honey at each other and they catch it with mitts, they'll make it seem like Phil Jackson had 10 rings or 5 rings before LeBron, he ever started coaching Michael Jordan. He had no rings. They built the dynasty together. Which made it even more impressive. When Jordan started playing with Pippen developed into an all-star. When LeBron got to Miami, he was already playing with a finals MVP, a player that led the league in scoring the year prior. When he got to Cleveland, he was playing with one of the most outstanding young stars in the NBA in Kyrie Irving and playing with a guy in Kevin Love who prior to joining the Cavs had a 26 and 15, 12 season, whatever it was. What are we talking about here? Then he came to LA. Then he was playing with another Anthony Davis. Like, what are we talking about? So this is what John Stockton is talking about. That he took the helicopter, and it's true. And it's true. Even his fans know this. But now it's just commonplace. That's why they were up there hollering and screaming and slapping each other with sticks of honey. So, oh man, LeBron, just go down there to Dallas, man. Go down there to Dallas. They don't even hide it no more. Go down there to Dallas, man. They got a squad over there. Let's go. Let's go do it over there too. So that's what he's saying. And I think that what John Stockton is saying, a lot of people already think in the NBA community. This is what I believe. You guys let me know what you think about this in the comment section, and we catch you guys on the next show. Peace.